Hi, Rudy. My name's Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
We're the YHWH for our YouTube channel.
And we thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. It is another day, and we are doing another reading. We hope that you are blessed. Our family is your family. Your family is our family. We love you all very, very much. We love everybody out there, and the people of the kingdom are absolutely awesome. And we have met a tremendous amount of family out there. And who's our family, gentlemen?
Those who keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator, the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible.
That's it. That is absolutely it. Those who keep the laws, statutes, and commandments are our family. That is what we've been told. That is what the message of Messiah is. And when people ask Messiah, when he asks, who's my mother, who's my brother, and he says, those who are doing the will of my Father. And so we want to seek those people who are wanting to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And these laws, statutes, and commandments are very easy to keep. There have been an enormous amount of taboo. There have been enormous amounts of lies. And you have the entire churchianity system that has taken the laws and they've put them on the cross and they don't apply to you anymore. And when you live like that, you're living like Gentiles. And that is, as much as the Christians think that is like a term of endearment or a title, like, yes, we're the Gentiles. There are no house of Gentile. There is no house of Christian. There's no house of Catholic. There's none of that. There's the house of Yisrael and the house of Yehuda. You have 2 different houses that you can pick. And the only way that you will ever fall into those houses is if you are seeking our Creator and seeking His will. And so here we are reading this. Gentlemen, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Everyone alive? Eli, you going to stay awake on me today?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. What?
Nope.
It doesn't sound very ecstatic.
Yes.
Maybe we can try this again. Eli, you going to stay awake on me today?
Yep.
Oh, man, this still isn't very good. All right, let's get to it. All right, here we go. So we are in, for those who have not listened to the last sections, the last 3 readings that we had are all over Passover, and we're going to find some stuff today that is going to be stuff that nobody's ever heard before. It's amazing stuff. And guys, this is a very serious reading because this is where our Messiah is being handed away. And this is where his heart is being broken and his fears are coming to fruition. And the human side of him is where he is able to fill this and take care of this. So let's read. 45. The disciples then drank the reeling cup, and Yahushua said to Kepha, I depend upon you to carry the burden among the brethren. Kepha said, Master, I am ready to go anywhere, to follow you to prison or even to death. Yahushua said, before the cock crows in the morning, even you, the most loyal of men, will desert me. Must I undergo the ordeal friendless? This is hardcore stuff, right? I think this is part of human nature. There's a lot of us that have looked throughout our lives and we all wonder, do we have any friends out there? Is there anybody out there that gives a rip about us at all? And Messiah, this is the human side of him, right? Kepha's like, I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to battle with you. I'll go to death. I'll go to prison. And Messiah knew that his friends and everybody were going to desert him. And it's very, very hard to be in what his situation is when he has lost those around him. 48. Then all the others assured him of their loyalty. Yahushua said, when I sent you out with few possessions, did you ever go short of anything? They said no. Yahushua then said, things are different now. Those who have a purse of money had better take it with them and keep a pack prepared for flight. Whoever is without a sword, let him sell his cloak and buy one. For I can assure you, I will fulfill all that the holy books say. And is it not written, he was classified as an outlaw? Yes, truly, all that is written will be fulfilled in me, and men will find salvation through this fulfillment. Okay, we've heard this before. In fact, you will have the Christians, and they have, it's unfortunate, but they only have like 1/40 of the doctrine, right? They don't know anything. They know some Paul stuff. They know some stuff here and there. They will always tell you, you got to turn the other cheek, sell your, you don't need any swords, right? You don't need any of this stuff. But Messiah clearly tells his people to equip themselves.
And those are more for them for the certain times and situations they were in. He was like, when their time for preaching, he's like, don't take anything with you, just go and preach, you'll be prepared. And then when they all came back to him, then this is a different term. Now they're all together with him, like, hey, this is a time of war now, this is a time of danger, you need to be ready to go, because you're not going out witnessing, you're going to be trying to protect your life now.
Yeah, they're coming after you. And that is the one thing that they originally did, is that they were on a faith mission, right? They had to go out there, and it was all about faith. And for those who are out there listening, that was Miss Nicole. She was trying to light the fire over there, so we're not sitting here smoking or anything. She's trying to get the stove going. It's flicking what appears to be no fire whatsoever left, no lighter. So the first mission that they did was a mission of faith. They had to go out there, and they had to go as they had to go with nothing, right? They don't take an extra set of clothes, don't take swords, don't take any of this. You will be provided for. And if anybody doesn't provide for you, then you will, dust your feet off and dust it off and then leave. Here he clearly says that if you do not have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. He's equipping the people for war, which is the same message that, sometimes you go without a sword. Sometimes you go in that predicament, but sometimes you got to equip yourself, and you got to be able to defend yourself. And this is what this one is all about. One of the disciples said, "Look, Master, we have 2 swords among us." YHWH said, "That is sufficient." Kepha said, "Master, are you going to lead us against the kingdom of evil in arms?" YHWH said, "The battle is for the immortal souls of men. Feast your eyes on me, for the hour draws near when I shall no longer be with you in body." Then he said to Yehuda, "Go, spend whatever money is needful, but make haste." No man there understood the meaning of the saying.
So he knew that he betrayed him.
He knew. Remember when he was dipping, right? Who will dip with me. I mean, Messiah knew all this, right? I mean, there's the human side of him, which felt the human conditions that we feel. But as the Ruach got stronger in him, I think he started to understand stuff. And it's clear that, I don't know if he could read minds, like clearly read minds, or if certain things, but he knows people's hearts. And, that's the scary thing that we have, is that, our Creator knows our heart. And the scriptures say that man's heart is extremely wicked. And out of the heart comes all sorts of malicious and evil things. And, out of that evil heart comes things off of the tongue, right? And that is where we take the evil from up our heart and say needless and evil things. Now, continuing on, 57. When Yehuda had gone, YHWH said, "Upon me has fallen the obligation for fulfilling the hopes of men. Now I give you a last command. Stand by one another. For if you remain loyal to my cause and to each other, all will know you are true men of Yahuwah. Do not worry over much. Have faith in the goodness of Yahuwah and in me. In the kingdom of heaven there are many places, and had it been otherwise, I would have told you. I go first and will prepare a compatible place for all who are with us."
So he wants us to be loyal. He basically says, stay with each other in these hard times, just stand together. And that's something you don't see most days, and where there's nobody stands together. Everybody's on their own. Everybody's loyal to themselves. They're not loyal to a certain cause.
Yeah, absolutely. And, some people have wrong loyalties, and the loyalties are completely messed up. One thing it says clearly here is do not worry over much. And I'm speaking with one of my brothers in chains. His name's James Babcock, and James is he converted in prison to a Jew, and so I am trying to work with him and show him the past before we even start talking. And I probably have, I don't know, 7 or 8 different email correspondence back and forth, maybe even more with him. He's one of the ones I talk to the most. But before, he wouldn't even say the word God. He put G-D. And I told him, I said, my friend, that is a Jewish thing. That is a thing where the Jews don't want to say the name of our Creator's name, Yahuwah. And so all these emails, he started putting in Yah's name, Yahuwah, and through all of this. But my brother James, he is, I can't remember which prison he is in, but when he's out when he gets out of this prison, they're going to take him back. They're going to extradite him to another state. And he's sitting there and he's telling me how he's worrying about this and how it's just, it's really a struggle for him. And yesterday when I wrote him, I told him, I said, James, what's going to happen is going to happen. It doesn't matter. I said, what matters is that you have your path and that your path is going to be strong. And this is what I've been telling all these prisoners that I've been talking to them. And because it's real easy to find faith in prison because it's just very easy. You're down, you have nobody there. Most of your family has deserted you. It is a very cold, dark, sad times. And what we do is when we are worrying about all these things we cannot worry about and that we cannot do anything with, Messiah tells us before not to worry about it, right? And he reiterates this right here about worrying over much. And most of us, we'll lay at night worrying about things and things out of our control. And our Creator knows our struggles. As much as it may feel like you are alone, rest assured, our Creator knows everything. When He knows the amount of hairs on our head, when He knows our struggles, our tribulations. And I will tell you, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, one of our, and it's the thing we haven't even talked about because I didn't want to talk about it, but they diagnosed one of our dogs with terminal bone cancer. And this family was crushed. And you can go back to these lessons like a week ago and you can hear in our voices are breaking. There were days where we were just piles and piles of tears because we love our dog so much. And, we called out and I prayed and I prayed. I told you, I said, I know this is in your will. I know if you will will this dog, you can keep him alive. But if this is the end, Father, I pray that we are tested and that we come through on this testing and that it is for your glory and all of it. And, and we had brothers like Emissary of Elohim who was giving us quotes in, Job, where there's potentially in the kingdom to come, our animals will be with the Torah keepers. There may be a chance all our cows that we cried over that died years ago and all these, the things that, that may be what our kingdom is. All of a sudden we get to be regrouped with our animals and you never know. But last week, at the end of it, we went and we found another vet and this vet looked at it and it was, he's like, no, this isn't cancer. And he gave us some like prednisone, some other stuff. And, so from going from 1 week where everything was just completely crushed, I give every bit of this glory, every bit of this healing, every bit of the life that Panthro seems to be regaining back into the hands of Yah. Our Creator heard our tears. He saw the pain and he did things. And there's miracles that we have seen, supernatural miracles that I have seen constantly all over the place during various times where it is supernatural. And without a shadow of a doubt, our Creator hears. And the more that you align yourself into the heart, mind, and soul of our Creator in prayer, the more you align yourself into the heart, mind, and soul of our Creator by obedience to the Torah, that is how supernatural things will happen. And I know that supernatural things happen. And so when we're worrying about all of this stuff, understand our Creator knows as well, and he will not forsake us. And we may have to go through testing, but just pray that we are able to come through. And we cannot blame Elohim for something happening when he is such a gracious Creator that he gave us life. He gave us the abilities of everything. And I just have so much thanks for our Creator and for his Son. Let's continue on. 58. Do not fear because of the destruction of the body. Remember all I have told you, but be staunch and steadfast. For as they have persecuted me, so they will persecute you. Remember, I have overcome the fears of the flesh. This is my conquest. I will now reveal the secret of my glory. It is dedication to service. All that glory is the heritage of all men. All right, what did he just say here?
First of all, he's like, don't fear destruction of the body. Our bodies will all pass one way or another, whether it's painful or not. we'll all be gone at one point, but Yehoshua like, be steadfast. Remember, they will persecute me. They're going to persecute you if you teach the word. If you follow the Torah, you're going to be persecuted.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you keep the Torah, you are going to be persecuted. Okay, and then I found it very interesting. He says, "I will reveal the secret of my glory." It's dedication to service, right? What is he dedicated? What is the service?
Dedicating his life to the Torah.
Yeah, dedicated his life to the Torah and doing what his father asked him to do. 59. When they had finished, Yahushua went out with his followers, and passing over the stream of Kidron, went to a place called Gethsemane, because of an oil press there. He took 11, as Marcus the Yahudian, who was a priest, did not go, Kepha being jealous of him. This Marcus had been a follower of Yochanan of the wilderness and was a friend of Yahuda. Okay, so here's some more cool stuff we'd never heard, right? This is another Marcus.
I don't know. Is this the Mark?
I don't think this is the Marcus.
So good.
I think because I don't. It may be.
It might be Mark. He might be a priest.
Was Mark a priest?
I don't know. I don't think a lot of them don't specify their jobs. I thought most of them talked about like them being fishermen and stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know if this was the same Marcus or not. It's interesting that Kepha.
He probably said that he was a priest. And he was more like, I don't know, close to Yah maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he was, but let's continue on. 60. When Yahushua departed with the 11, Marcus did not return to his mother's house in Ophel, but stayed with Lazarus and the others. After Yahushua had gone, men came to take him, and Marcus, snatching a cloak, dashed out to warn Yahushua. So he was a good Marcus, right?
Yeah, he knew that these guys were coming after him, so he ran out of the house, because they probably came to that house looking for Yahushua, or he was saying, Yahushua was like, all right guys, let's go. Yahushua knew, he's like, let's draw these guys away from the house.
Yep. 61. Though knowing what should be done for the Messiah, Yahuda went to the captain of the temple guard and said, I am one of those who follow Yahushua the Galilean, but I fear what he intends to bring about. Therefore, let him be held as the council has decreed. You get a lot more stuff, right? We learn a lot more about the mind and the heart of Yahuda. And a lot of people don't realize he was a Pharisee. He was part of the clique, part of the people that Messiah.
It's hard to break his roots from like the Judaism.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the Jews still don't have what they believe is a Messiah.
I still think he's going to come.
Yeah,
give them salvation. Because they believe like the guy that was riding on the horse and free them from slavery. That's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, absolutely. When Yahushua reached the chosen spot in Gethsemane, he turned and said to those with him, pray that you may be spared the test. He then took Kepha, Yaakov, and Yochanan, and withdrew with them about a stone's throw away. Yahushua was depressed and filled with foreboding. All right, more human emotions, right? And who is going to be able to go through what Messiah went through and, smile and cheer, right? Hey, yay, I'm about to be tortured to death. Yay, right? It's a terrible, terrible thing. 64. And he said to the three, I am going apart to pray for strength to do what must be done. You stay here and keep watch. Perhaps the cup of bitterness will pass me by. For with the Father, all things are possible. But I fear there is no other way for me to be able to... Sorry, that was the dog going crazy over there, sneezing or something. Hold on. But I fear there's no other way for me but to abide my destiny. And so even to the very bitter end, he knew that, just like Abraham, right? Abraham had the ability he was going to do it. And, maybe an angel of Yah would come and not let his kid get sacrificed. And unfortunately, Messiah says, but I fear there's no other way for me but to abide my destiny. 65. Yahushua went just a short distance and lifted his face to the stars and red glowing moon above. Jacob heard him pray. Okay, this gives us something we never ever knew before. I don't know if we knew there was a full moon, but we do now know that there was a blood moon.
It was blood moon, yeah. So that probably signifies some more stuff, like some signs in the heavens and stuff.
Yeah, and guaranteed we can probably figure out the exact year that Messiah was sacrificed, because we just need to go back and find that blood moon.
Yeah,
it's very.
Blood moons don't happen a lot.
No, they don't.
It's very rare. So.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because in other scriptures, I believe it was saying that Messiah, when he was crying, it was like blood. It was like red. You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. And
It makes sense why.
That's one thing, but there's also a condition within humans where you can actually cry blood based upon stress. There's a certain thing, and I was reading it a while ago, that it is possible that through stress you are able to cry blood.
Brother Glenn sent everything.
Is that what he sent? Brother Glenn? Yeah, so Brother Glenn was the one who sent that to us on that. And so let's continue on. 66. Father, this is the prayer Messiah said. Father, everything is in your hand. Let it not be as I would have it, but according to your will. I leave it in your hand, but let not the ordeal be too much for me. The hour is at hand. Strengthen the Son, whom you have glorified with the power of your Ruach, that he may bring to fruition the task you have set him, leading men to the path of eternal life. Is there no other way? Interesting stuff, right? Anyone have anything on this?
Not really. He just didn't want to be Sarah. You know, he's like he knew it was his destiny, but he still tried to like pray it out of it. And I guess when bad things are happening, you can pray them away. Even if it's testing, you can still pray for that testing to go away.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what he says as well about the testing. And so Mr. Cole is on the run as something is boiling over on the stove. 67. He then came back to the three, and the sweat stood out readily on his brow. And finding two asleep, for they were heavy with wine, he said to Kepha, Shimon, could you not stay awake even at a time such as this? Be vigilant and watch. Pray you may be spared a greater test.
Oh, that's why they were drunk.
Yeah, they couldn't stay awake because they were like a little sleepy. Yeah, and I don't know if they were like drunk, but they were heavy with wine.
They probably drank quite a bit at the feast.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. You know, people are like, is this grape juice or is this... All right, so we just ran out of space, so I had to restart this up. All right, so we were talking about this, about the wine, right?
About the wine, right.
Right.
And how they drank quite a bit at the feast.
Right.
And another thing is above that says his brow stood out redly. Like that's not like that's like red. Like I think the color red.
Redly, you don't think it was like
like visible? I think it's red. I think it's actually like the color. Yeah. I think there's an I in readily. I think this is redly, like the color red.
What do you mean I and redly?
Stood out redly, like
is that like the wrong word?
I think so. I think it's more showing a color.
Okay, good thoughts here. Okay, 68. In the days to come, men will lift up their eyes to heaven and say, Blessed was he who came in the name of YHWH, bringing us the light of salvation. My soul is very sorrowful because of the things I must endure and accomplish, that the aspirations of men shall not be denied a response. Tarry, therefore, a while longer, keeping me company, so I do not weaken. The Ruach is willing, but the flesh is weak. It is a dreadful thing I must do.
He was scared.
Yeah.
He knew that happened. He knew how the pain he was gonna feel. He was just like painless. He was pain of a normal human.
Yeah, absolutely. It says no human, is joyful over,
And these punishments they're about to give him were not punishments of the Torah. If he blasphemed, you should stone him. If this is more torture than anything.
Yeah, and the cat of nine tails ripping his flesh off his back, smashing spikes into your skull. Spit on is the least of the worries at this point. But they were beating him, right? They probably punched him. They probably beat him. He was probably black and blue. He was beat nearly half to death, bled out tremendously. And, that's one of the things that people don't get is why he died like so quickly on the cross. And it wasn't quickly. There was no quick to it. There was no speed. This was a death that no man should ever have to encounter. And but he was bled to death prior to that in his beatings and all of this. And so we have to understand that our Messiah paid this price. And as he was paying that price, he asked his Father to forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. Okay. Then he went away again. But when he prayed, what he prayed, no man knows. When he returned, all three were asleep, for the wine had befuddled them. YHWH said, Still sleeping? Now it is enough, for the hour has come, and the servant of man is betrayed into the hand of his enemies. Let us wait no longer, for here they come. YHWH was now quite calm and strengthened. That's better to know, but it's still not.
It's not.
It's
great.
Yeah. Now the place where YHWH had gone was known to Yehuda, who arrived accompanied by the temple guards carrying torches, staves, and cudgels. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's like some sort of weapon or something.
Pitchfork?
Yeah. Seeing them, YHWH stood up and said, Whom do you seek? Yehuda went up to him and said, Master, I am here. He kissed Yahushua to let him know he came with friendly intentions, but it also identified him. Though those who came knew Yahushua by sight, the Torah required that some other identify him. But he was not taken according to the Torah, but by the temple guards.
I don't think there's anything in the
Do you have
Torah where
identify? Usually talk about like witnesses.
Well, let's talk about this. He was not taken according to the Torah. So if you're going to arrest somebody, what would you do first?
based on crimes. There would be crime
What
reports.
would you? Yeah, witnesses,
You need
right?
witnesses,
So
but-
he was not arrested by the
And
Torah.
there was no crimes.
There was no witnesses either. Where are the witnesses? Where are the accusers? Why would they immediately hand him over to these guards who beat him? They put hands on
They
him.
just completely wrong. You're supposed to go to the person and talk to them about their sins first.
Very first person, right?
And if there's one person, and if that doesn't work, take two people. If that doesn't work, three. If that doesn't work, you go to the judge. Say, hey, this dude's sinning, won't stop. Then the judge comes and deals with the dude.
Absolutely right. And so the Torah was violated. The Torah was violated to get the son of our Creator into the hands of the devils. 75. Yahushua said, so the Messiah has been selected for sacrifice by a kiss? But Yehuda said, no, Master, there will be no sacrifice. Little did he know. When the temple guard seized hold of Yahushua, one with him drew a sword and wounded one of them. Another said, shall we smite with our swords? But Yahushua forbade this, saying to the captain of the guard, were my kingdom of this world, I would order my followers to take up arms. But my kingdom is not of this world, and evil cannot be vanquished by evil. He rebuked them with the words, did you expect to find a dangerous criminal who had to be overcome with weapons? I have been among you many days, and you left me alone. Still, what has to be done will be done, so do as you must. The captain of the guard said, if this were left until tomorrow, many would die.
So I think he's saying because like there'd be a revolt. People start if they found out like in the morning, right? This is nighttime, no one knows what's going on. It's like everyone's asleep. But in the morning, they found out Yahushua's been arrested. They're all going to go revolt in the temple, and so.
Or they thought because of people spinning it up that Messiah was going to raise a revolt, right? He was going to take them against the Romans, or he was going to rise up and these people would all die, right? There's a couple different things here.
Right. And then I think up here it said, Yahushua's like, if I was my kingdom, I would have you take up arms. This isn't the world of the kingdom. Like he had human emotions, like he would fight back. That's what he would do if he was the world kingdom.
And absolutely. And that's the last thing you wanted Messiah to do was call his messengers to deal with this, right? We saw what one messenger could do to Sodom and Gomorrah.
Or give enough strength to his guys to take him out, like the children of Israel.
Or like in the end times when it says Messiah takes on all of the people of the earth, he basically through his he opens his mouth and all the metals of the world melt. Like nothing is able to stand against him, right? You would not want to battle Messiah if he wanted to battle you. It's not going to be a fair fight at all. All right, folks. Kind of sad, kind of grim. I think it's only going to get grimmer here in the next day or so. And the answer to the question of how do we make the kingdom, it's with the faith of Messiah Yahushua. It is with the Torah, right? Anything outside of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy is violating Deuteronomy 4:2. And we are told not to do that. And we must be loyal to our Creator and loyal to his Son. His Son was very loyal to us. He was loyal for mankind. And if you're looking at it like it wasn't for me, it was absolutely for you. You are part of mankind. You are part of the family. You can be in this kingdom to come. It's simple enough, right? We've made such a hard task at making the kingdom when all we have to do is keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, separate ourselves from the world, don't look like the world, don't smell like the world, don't taste like the world, don't be involved with the world, but seek our Creator where he's able to be found and seek our Messiah, right? That king is coming, folks. The king is coming. I'm telling you. It may not be in the next day. It may not be in the next little bit. We don't know. Nobody knows, but that's the point. You're not supposed to know, because if everybody knew the exact date, then they would wait 2 days before and they would get rid of... What's that?
They start repenting.
Yeah, they start repenting 2 days before, right? And right before that, they would okay, well, put away the pornography, put away all of this kind of stuff, put away the evil in our lives. And we need to put away the evil now. We need to get our lives straight, and we need to get it straight for our families. We need to get it straight for ourselves, and we need to get it straight for Yah. Yah has blessed us with everything, and we can be a little bit loyal and give him back what he asks us, which is not that hard. It's some commands that are amazing, that will make your life better. You will live longer. You will dwell better, and the kingdom is within our grasp if Yah is willing to give it to us for our obedience. So with that, guys, thank you very much. We love you guys very much. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we are out.
All right, shalom.